Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. In incredible news, I'm not really sure how else to really put this. We have collectively lived in a situation where, and I say this from the perspective of having the news constantly be about the US SEC, who has taken more now than 11 years to give any kind of proper cryptocurrency regulation, which the US still doesn't have. One of the, I tip my hat to the greatest places that we've continued to hear about has been Hong Kong. We heard about them for the first, we know what Hong Kong is, but for the first time within the cryptocurrency space about a year and a half ago, just about this point. And a lot of the excitement had been that people from China would be able to potentially go to Hong Kong and simply do business there instead. For those of you who do not know, crypto is not banned in China. It is day trading that's banned, and it's also using it as a form of currency. So you cannot buy things with it, but you can hold it and you can mine it in certain situations if you have government approval. But you can buy Bitcoin, you can hold it, you can look at it. And then when the price goes up, you have to go to like an over-the-counter kind of place and basically like resell it back to them. They give you the local currency and then you can spend how you wish. In Hong Kong, it's different. It's basically there are cafes and restaurants that say like, we accept Bitcoin. You can day trade Bitcoin. So one of the ideas was that if Hong Kong was opening their doors to the cryptocurrency space, and then people from China might also have some chance with it as well. We heard that they were going to have cryptocurrency regulations. They ended up making them in like 3.5 months, which blew my mind because I was like, what? Regulators regulating? It was also during like a really weird time where the SEC was also throwing out lawsuits at every single cryptocurrency exchange. And then we recently heard about the, oh gosh, what was it? This was like 3 months ago. After the United States got the spot Bitcoin ETFs, we began to hear rumors that apparently Hong Kong was going to do the same. In lo and behold fashion, Hong Kong announced, this was 2 or 3 weeks ago, that they were working on the process of being able to allow ETFs to also, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency ETFs to also launch within Hong Kong. The really weird part is that they approved it. Yeah, so like it didn't take 10 years like it took the SEC in the US to do. It took these people like 6 weeks maximum. And then we got news about 2 weeks ago from the time of me making this video that they had been approved and they were going to launch Bitcoin ETFs. And now it looks like we have an actual date, which a lot of people are quite excited about. It is the 30th of April. They are going to begin trading. Originally, the news was, and it was incorrect, that these were going to be future ETFs. Ergo, they were going to be based off of Bitcoin, but they were going to be denominated in the local currency. And then we heard that that was also a lie, that they were actually going to be spot ETFs. That means that the company who is issuing the ETF is actually going to be buying physical Bitcoin the same exact way that BlackRock and Fidelity do for their ETFs. And that is how the shares of the ETF would actually be issued. And then we heard, because it only gets better, the ETFs from Hong Kong are actually going to be, I think the term is in kind. Yes, in kind. There's in kind and in cash. The United States, because of the US SEC, has in cash. So in essence, when you sell your cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, from your ETF, where you sell shares, that was difficult to say, sell shares of your shares from the ETF, you get cash back. In Hong Kong, they have in kind. So you sell it for the same kind of thing that you sold it for. So if you in Hong Kong are buying Bitcoin ETF shares and you sell some of your shares, you get them back in Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy to think about? Because that's what the entire thing is basically about. If the company issuing them is buying Bitcoin and you are buying shares in Bitcoin, essentially, would you or should you not then just simply also be getting it in Bitcoin as well, and they are. The excitement, for those of you who do not know or may simply be unaware, is that the Asian market is gigantimous. Not a word, but it makes sense in this context because we've seen before that the Asian market, through other cycles in the cryptocurrency space, has fared extremely well. If you watch my other channel where I go over daily cryptocurrency news called The Modern Investor, we just, like 2.5 days ago, just had news that South Korea alone, just South Korea, outpaced all US dollar trades around the world during the first 3 months of the year. Did you understand what I said? Of all the US dollar trading around the world for cryptocurrency in US dollars, that includes the United States of America, South Korea alone outpaced them just in their local currency. Asia's quite big on crypto, and I think a lot of I know, as I go over daily news, I know that people don't pay attention to them because you've constantly been given the narrative that everything that happens in the States is far more important. Have I got news for you? The premium in price in South Korea for Bitcoin is always staggering. It always costs more to buy Bitcoin in South Korea. The trading in Japan is also people in Japan love crypto. They love Bitcoin. They're always buying it. A lot of people assumed that Bitcoin was banned in China, and I've been telling you or trying to tell people for a while, no, it's not banned. People are still buying it over the counter. That we can see the actual trading volume from China a lot of times is like we can see the people who are mining Bitcoin in China, like we can see their percentage of the actual hash rate. So now we have the situation where Hong Kong, a place that is, as far as I can tell from documentaries, you are either excessively wealthy or you're on the complete opposite end, is now going to allow cryptocurrency trading as well. And the news that we've received is that apparently this will allow access for other countries in Asia who also want to deal and or buy in securitized versions of Bitcoin. They'll be able to get their ETFs from Hong Kong. Quite exciting times. I continuously need to make sure that people understand that crypto is global. A lot of the news, even the last week, 10 days or so, has gravitated towards Bitcoin's halving is done, Bitcoin's price is going down. No one's paying attention to Bitcoin. Grayscale did this to Bitcoin. The inflows to the ETFs was 1/10 what they were before. And this kind of really weird thing, the inflows into the ETFs have still taken away all the Bitcoin that's mined per day. And keeping in mind, gotta repeat it, those are just the ETFs within the United States. There's also ETFs in Canada, ETFs across Europe for cryptocurrencies as well. And now we're getting the actual spot in kind within Hong Kong and Asia as well. And also another gigantic surprise. They're also launching in Hong Kong spot Ethereum ETFs. As it stands right now, it's not looking too hot for the US getting Ethereum ETFs. But guess who else is getting them? Every other country in the world who wants them. So while the narrative continues to be that things aren't going swimmingly because Bitcoin fell down by 4%, oh, woe is us. And I'm like, you understand that. Besides BlackRock and Fidelity buying up more than all the Bitcoin that's mined per day, you have tens of thousands of other people, if not, and I say tens of thousands as a conservative number, who are buying tons of Bitcoin while people in the US are told to sleep on it. Yeah, kind of weird, right? So when these spot in kind Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs launch within Hong Kong on the 30th of April, I give it by like the 4th or the 5th of May, we're probably going to see a large amount of news about how much money is flowing into these ETFs, how much Bitcoin the ETF holders and stuff are buying and things like that. And then the way that it usually ends up working out is that we're going to hear about other companies who also get into this space as well. Because I believe 3 companies have been given the go-ahead to be able to do this. And if, just logically, if this is any indication of how Hong Kong is going to be doing business, we can assumption that by December, there will probably be around 9 companies who also have the go-ahead. Keeping in mind, it took them 6 weeks to approve 3 companies. So, money. I don't for the life of me understand what is the word, what the US SEC is doing. But just know that accumulation continues. Prices are down. Prices are up. Rich people don't care because they're going to continue buying. We're going to see a massive, whatever. I don't have to say anymore. Basically, all the Bitcoin that would be there is being gobbled up every single day. So just make sure to keep that in the back of your mind when you hear Peter Schiff or Jamie Dimon talking about Bitcoin's terrible. They know what numbers are. They know people are buying. Anywho, that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. There's going to be a link in the description below for those of you who would like to read the article. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.